Welcome to another episode of Hoosier Nerds Podcast. It's another Chris episode.
Yay!
Just the two Chris's. It's no big deal. It's whatever. We don't care. We're gonna kind of just randomly talk, kind of like we've been doing lately. Except last week we kind of talked about conspiracy theories. That was fun. I want to do that again.
I enjoyed the conspiracy theory episode. Yeah, there's tons out there that we didn't touch on.
Yeah, maybe I kind of want to go in depth on a couple.
Yeah, I would too.
But I don't know which ones we should do. Like, maybe, of course, we can always do D.B. Cooper or JFK or Lincoln, stuff like that. But maybe some of the obscure ones that we're all into. I don't really want to talk just aliens.
Why not?
I don't know. That's a rabbit hole. But it'd be a fun rabbit hole.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, I saw Black Widow yesterday.
How was it?
Sunday night.
Please do tell, because I haven't.
As I put in the group chat, I have a new least favorite Marvel movie, I think.
What was your least favorite before?
Age of Ultron.
More than Captain Marvel?
Actually, yeah, Captain Marvel, then Age of Ultron. That's how bad Captain Marvel was. I forgot about it.
I was disappointed in Captain Marvel.
You would be disappointed in Black Widow also. Now, do I like that they gave us some backstory about her? Yes. But you know what happens with that backstory? You have 20,000 more questions. Sorry about the noise. The cat's playing with the blinds, even though he can look out the window 2 feet to his right. Anyways, the movie... My biggest takeaway from that movie was it did not know what it wanted to be.
What do you mean?
It was trying to set up other things, so the Russian Captain Russia, I forget his name, but the guy that's supposed to be the Soviet Union's Captain America.
Harper?
Yeah, he was a comedic relief, and there's a point in the movie. Spoilers. Spoilers. If you want to skip spoilers, skip ahead. I don't know. It's up to you if you want to listen or not. But there's a part in the movie where he's talking about he's fighting Captain America in the 80s and 70s. So that definitely means that he acts like it actually happened and stuff. So I'm guessing he's fighting the Captain America after Endgame that went back in time.
Okay.
To put the stones back where they found them. So he was fighting that. So it's kind of trying to set stuff up. He was the comedic relief also, but he was too overbearing as a comedic relief.
What do you mean?
He droned on too much.
They relied on him too much?
Yeah, they relied on him too much as a comedic relief. Now, between her and her family, it was a good dynamic. But he overpowered the dynamic, which is kind of his personality. They kind of put it out there as he's boasting about how he was Russia's one and only super soldier and stuff like that. He was basically their Captain America again. So the Captain Soviet Union. I forget the Red Riot, not Red Riot. Red something. I could look it up, but I don't really want to look it up. It's Red something.
Red Rocket.
Red Rocket. We don't need more South Park references. We don't have Tim here to quote every episode. So, people that know me, you know this, Chris, and some people listening know that I have issues when movies have bad pacing. It's go, 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 then slow, droning story building. And that was this movie's problem. It had the same problem as Batman vs. Superman as pacing issues. It was too slow during the slow start, too long during the slow, and the action sequences were just too quick.
So it just wouldn't... It just kept...
You know how most movies... It was a 2-hour movie, and you know how a lot of Marvel movies don't feel like 2-hour movies. They're pretty quick. They're fun movies all the way through. This movie, I just kept feeling like it just kept going and going and going. And it just...
How long is it? Let's take a
2 hours almost on the dot.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not bad, but it just felt like it dragged on. Are you looking at how long it is?
Yeah.
Okay. It was just slow paced. I don't want to say they tried to push an agenda. I have a problem when movies try to push agendas. I don't want to say they tried to push an
2:14.
agenda. Yeah, it's
2
about.
hours and 14 minutes.
That's counting probably the credits and stuff. So
Was there an end credit?
yeah, there was.
Well, there's always an end credit. So you have to sit for the whole 2:14.
The end credit. Let's talk about the end credit. The end credit brings in a character that was introduced in Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier. Not Hawkeye. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She is setting up.
The TV show?
Yeah. She is setting
So
up
you have to see the TV show to understand the...
who this lady is, yeah.
Oh my God! See, that's the problem right there.
Yeah.
In my
They're
opinion.
pulling the same problem that I have with Star Wars, that you have to watch the shows. You have to watch Clone Wars. You have to read the books. You have to read the comics. You have to play the video games. I don't care. I just want to watch the movies.
Right.
Now, I know I didn't finish the series, but I watched a short little video about her, about what's happening. And she's setting up a new Avengers because she recruited the guy that kind of was Captain America for a few episodes during the show before the Falcon took over Captain America.
Good Lord.
Spoilers for the show. I never finished it, but I watched a YouTube video. She recruited him. She was recruiting Black Widow's sister, who's also was kidnapped as a child and is a not super soldier, but a super spy. She's actually pretty funny. She made fun of Black Widow the entire time. She basically, you know how Black Widow kind of poses during her fight scenes and stuff. She makes fun of that the entire time. Like, you're such a poser. Why are you posing like that? And she does one of her poses as a joke, and she's like, "Oh my God, I feel so dirty." But at the end credit scene, she goes to Black Widow's grave, her ceremonial grave,
Right.
because she was actually on Varamir or whatever, because she became the Soul Stone or whatever. And there's this little whistle they did as a kid, and she does the whistle, nothing happens, and then the new head of the Avengers, this new Avengers team, I forget what they're called, starts like blowing her nose and says, "I'm allergic to the Midwest," like any
Right.
East Coast or West Coast person is. They're allergic to the Midwest. And basically tries and recruits her, and her first mission is to kill Hawkeye, because the way she was told was he killed Black Widow,
Right.
when in actuality they fought to kill themselves. In-game spoilers. And they actually shot 2 end-credit scenes of where she whistles back because of the multiverse thing now with Loki. Which you need to watch Loki now. It's all done and it's really good. Of the 3 shows, Loki is the best. Tom Hiddleston is amazing. Him and Owen Wilson are amazing in Loki.
Okay, so Black Widow's already made its budget back.
Yeah.
It's worldwide. It was took $200 million to make, and it's grossed $250 worldwide.
I think it made its money back, half its money back on just Disney Plus sales.
Really?
Yeah.
Opening weekend, I didn't realize it made $80 million. Its opening
Yeah.
weekend.
That's not a lot when you think about it, but
Well, I mean, it is now. Well, yeah, but they were making a big deal about that's U.S.
yeah, US only.
because Space Jam sequel came out.
It's Black Widow's second week.
Right, but it only made $31 million.
That's sad. And how much was? We'll talk.
Black Widow made $26 million this week. In its second week.
Okay.
So if it had that big of a drop off, well, no, how long has Black Widow been out?
A week. This was the second week.
But that's a big drop off.
Yeah.
It's over 50% drop off.
Especially during this time of everything's opening back up,
Right.
and people are going back to the movie theaters.
Well, Space Jam only did 31 million.
Yeah.
So to me,
Space.
that's a disappointment.
That's actually surprising because
They expected it to be 20 mil.
really, that's it.
That's what they were projecting.
Oh, that's surprising. I thought they would project it
They
higher.
took 150 million to make. I'm not sure it's going to make it back.
It'll make it back.
It might break even.
Yeah.
Well, but if it drops, I mean, it depends what's coming out next week. In the next few weeks, it depends on what's coming out next few weeks.
But IMDb doesn't show like Netflix or HBO Max releases. We found out.
But it don't cost anything for HBO Max
True.
to watch it on there. I could have watched it for free and I still refuse. Yeah, 31 million. That's not a lot for the opening weekend. They should have
No.
done more.
And I don't think a lot of people have HBO Max. It's not like Netflix where everybody has Netflix
Right.
or Disney Plus. No. Was Black
Old-
Widow entertaining?
Old and Snake Eyes comes out next week.
Snake Eyes is going to be amazing. And Old looks great. It looks like M. Night Shyamalan's
Right.
come back. Was Black Widow entertaining entertaining? Yeah. If you want to watch something during the week, go watch it. Until Snake Eyes comes out, then watch Snake Eyes.
I'll watch Snake Eyes.
Do you have any questions about it?
No.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm more anxious to see how well. I mean, it's made its money back. Good. It's actually made more than its budget.
Yeah.
So it's 50 million plus over the budget. So, but I'm
Uh,
anxious to see how everything else is going to with the next few weeks because.
Did you ever see Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yes.
The sequel, the second one?
Uh-huh.
You know how they made a big deal about Tony Stark's death? And he's like a hero, like shrines everywhere.
Right.
Why doesn't Black Widow have shrines everywhere? She died too.
She's not the leader of the Avengers.
I know. But she died too. Why did her grave is a unkept grave in the middle of an Ohio forest in the middle of nowhere.
Because.
And Tony Stark has murals and statues all over the
Well,
place.
yeah, he's Tony Stark. There's a lot of stuff coming out in the next few weeks. I want to see Old. Old and Snake Eyes come out the 23rd, right?
Yeah.
Stillwater comes out.
I would
July
say
30th.
I would say let's go this weekend, but since we're moving. This is the last week of the podcast being in our apartment. Me and Mikey are moving to a house.
Stillwater comes out July 30th.
What's Stillwater?
Matt Damon.
Oh, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Jungle Cruise comes out July.
That looks like a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean it could. And then on the 6th we got Suicide Squad. So
That movie looks good.
I mean
They played the new trailer for Suicide Squad, and it looks really good.
I'm pretty excited about that. Other than that, I don't care about anything else coming out. I'm
Old
anxious to
Snake
see.
Eyes.
Stillwater looks really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about it.
You and I, we went to the fair,
We went to the fair.
and there was a ton of people there.
We went on 99-cent ride night. That's why it was so busy.
Yeah.
It was busy Friday, actually. Well, it wasn't super busy. But there was a lot of people there Friday and it was raining. When me and Mike,
How many people were there on Friday?
I don't know. We only stayed till it started to rain. Boy, we bailed just in time because it was
Oh, yeah.
loose
Yeah, Kimberly and I were here, and
like a mother.
yeah,
I don't know. I had gator tacos and another elephant ear, so I was happy.
we went on. We're just bringing this up because I didn't see a mask in sight.
Nope.
People were shoulder to shoulder. No one cares anymore.
Nope, we're good.
Yeah, we're back to 100% almost.
And I didn't run into anybody I knew, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I did.
I could have ran into
Not that I'm against running into people I know. It's just
all my relatives. I just don't want to see
Yeah.
anybody else.
Kimberly and I had an elephant ear. Then we had a foot long corn dog.
That's gross. That ain't a regular corn dog. It's nasty.
It was okay. It was good.
Ugh.
We had after that we got some cheese fries, and then we got some kettle corn and some peach and we didn't know.
Did you go to the cobbler place in the Pioneer Village?
Yeah, that place is good.
I went and got homemade ice cream
Ooh, where at?
in the Pioneer Village,
Okay.
where you go to the OSHA accident waiting to happen over there at the salt cutter.
Yep. Well, that saw cutter is for OSHA.
That's got Final Destination written all over it.
She didn't know if she wanted peach or apple cobbler, and I was like, hey, she doesn't know which one she wants. Which one do you suggest? And she's like, why don't we do half and half? So I was like, let's do it. And it was good.
You think?
Yeah, the cobbler melted in your mouth. It was so good.
I made onions and peppers and sausage for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm a good cook. I can't believe I'm single. I'm that good of a cook.
I can believe you're single.
Only
Because you're
takes-
sitting here in front of me.
It only takes, a couple bitches to run it for everybody else.
Wow.
Wow.
He's,
I don't know, but that food was good. I was like, man, this is good stuff. I was impressed. So,
I kind of want to talk about some upcoming shows that I'm excited for. Of course, the new Game of Thrones series. We don't have a lot of information on it yet,
when
but
does
it's.
that come out?
I think next year is when it's
Is it-
supposed to come out.
Everything comes out next year. We're a year away from everything.
Yeah, well,
When does Stranger Things come out?
I don't know. I don't keep track of Stranger Things. I've only seen season 1. I do need to start watching season 2 or start watching
You need to
that.
start watching it. It's pretty freaking awesome.
Did we talk about that on a podcast or
Yeah, how you didn't watch it because something about the second
season 2
season.
just was not good.
Season 3 is really good.
I know everyone says that, but I can't get through season 2. It sucks so
It ain't
much.
that hard. Oh, season 3 was at the mall. That is a really good. You could skip 2, watch the last episode to see it's to season 2, and then go into season 3.
I wonder if I bet I could watch like a recap thing on YouTube for season 2.
Yeah, you could do that too, because season 3 is really good.
I don't know. It was that first episode or first 2 episodes where they were like introducing the bad people in this, and I just was not
Dude,
interested.
It's so good. See, AMDB doesn't say when it's coming out.
They probably haven't even announced it. Then.
Freaking,
Go on. You paused
April 15th is expected date.
of next year.
Yes.
We got some time.
That's ridiculous.
That's a year away.
That's insane.
We haven't. You know what's this week, and we're gonna get a lot of trailers for things. San Diego Comic-Con's this week,
Oh, yeah.
so we're gonna get a lot of trailers for movies and TV shows this
And
week.
what you call it is November. Yellowstone don't come out till November.
Yeah.
Everything's away.
The Witcher season 2. I'm excited for getting another trailer for
That
that.
didn't come out till December.
The Witcher. I can wait.
December 20th.
Okay, that's a long way
Wait,
away.
Friday, December 17th.
For Witcher season 2.
Yes. I didn't watch the first season.
Do you know what The Last of Us is?
The video game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they're doing a TV show for that?
I thought it was
HBO?
made a movie.
No, HBO is doing a show.
Wait, hold on. I thought there was a movie coming out.
Not that I know of. Not for The Last of Us.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's an HBO.
Oh, no,
TV
wait.
show.
That's the other one. What other video game was there in those movies?
I don't know.
Uncharted.
Oh yeah, the Uncharted movie with what's his face, Spider-Man as Nathan Drake. I'm not interested. I don't like Uncharted the game.
Uncharted.
I was never interested in it. I don't mean it's not a bad game. It just doesn't interest me. But anyways, Last of
Pedro
Us.
Pascal.
I love Pedro Pascal. Ever since Game of Thrones.
Didn't he get his face Christian though?
Yeah, by the mountain. He got his face crushed in by the mountain. That scene, I was screaming when that
That
happened.
was awesome.
Anyways,
This comes out when? Mikey.
what? Last of Us?
Yeah.
I don't know, but they announced how much each episode's gonna cost.
It just says it's 6 episodes.
Yeah, they haven't. They announced the cast, and today it released how much each episode's costing. It like $20 million an episode. That's more than like Game of Thrones was costing.
How
I
much?
think 20 million. I think an episode.
Jeez.
I'm gonna double
That's
check.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I have high hopes for the show because I loved the video game.
It just says 2021.
That's it.
Yeah. Really?
I don't think it's gonna come out that soon.
Date. What?
That's way too soon for.
Release date June 14th, 2013. Oh, that's the game.
Actually, it's $10 million per episode. And I was $10 million off. Oh well. It'll cost
Is this like
over
a real
100
movie,
million.
Or is this a cartoon like movie?
It
Is
the
this like Avatar?
what?
This movie, this TV show, The Last.
It's live action.
Okay.
At least for the most part. I don't know if it's going to have any animated. It's going to, of course, have CGI, but it's kind of hard to do some of the zombies and stuff without CGI anymore.
Let's see here. The Last of Us. I think we've got the release date.
For anyone that doesn't know what The Last of Us is, it's basically a fungus turns people into zombies and they start attacking people. And people like hold up in like fortified cities and there's no cure. And then all of a sudden this one girl, she gets bit and doesn't turn. And they try to, different factions try to get a hold of her and stuff. And it's basically them trying to get her to a doctor to make a cure. I don't want to say any more than that because you need to play the video game. And I don't know how much the show is going to tell about it. Because The Last of Us is going to be awesome.
You better hope so.
I better hope so. And then Amazon is doing a Lord of the Rings show. Did you see that?
I haven't seen any of the movies.
You haven't seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies?
I fell asleep through the first one like 3 times.
Oh my God.
It's awful.
And you call yourself a movie buff.
It's boring.
And you like The Godfather.
The greatest movie in the history of movies.
Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah, that's the truth.
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's,
The Hobbit movies, don't worry about the Hobbit stuff. The Hobbit stuff
I don't
sucks.
see it.
Even though I got all 3 Hobbit movies over there. The Fellowship of the Ring, yeah, the Fellowship of the Ring kind of sucks.
See, you just said right there, it kind of sucks.
But it's good still.
So is it like rewatchable over and over again like Star Wars?
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's of like with the trilogies that have come out, it is
Don't even call
ranked.
it a trilogy.
It is a trilogy.
Oh my
Fellowship
God.
of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. And then the 3 Hobbit movies. I don't remember the names of the Hobbit movies. Because it's like Desolation of Smaug was the second one, I think.
I think so.
The first one was An Unexpected Journey. And the third one was something. But what sucked was it was like all animated. Not animated, CGI.
See, that's why it's shitty.
Yeah, and it was like not good CGI. It was like I don't know why they had to do CGI when in the first 3 they had like no CGI. It was all like practical effects.
Okay, how many of these? According to the AFI,
What's AFI?
the American Film Institute. Here's the top 100 movies of all time, right? Which we'll just do run over the top 10 real quick. See, tell me how many have you seen? Number 10. Let's go 10 down. Singing in the Rain.
Seen it.
Didn't see it. I haven't seen it.
It's good. I think it's on. No, it's not on Disney.
No, it's probably on Turner Classic. I bet.
Yeah, they have to be.
Number 9, Schindler's List.
Seen it.
Definitely.
I don't like it.
I love it. That's a great movie. On the Waterfront.
Don't know what that is.
That's an old movie. It's from 1954.
Oh, that's probably why I don't know what it is.
What's his name? Marlon Brando.
What doesn't have that old have Marlon Brando in it?
Number 7 is The Graduate. I don't know how that's number 7.
I don't know what The Graduate is.
It has Dustin Hoffman. Mrs. Robinson. So here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Oh.
Where that came from was from The Graduate.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Number 6, Wizard of Oz.
I can see that. Even though it doesn't really it's not as good today as it was.
Number 5 is Lawrence of Arabia.
Never seen it.
Me neither. It's got Peter O'Toole. Number 4, Gone with the Wind.
I can see that. It's a great movie.
Number 3, which I disagree with, is The Godfather.
That's way too high.
It is not way too high. Shut up. Number 2 is Casablanca.
Okay.
I love that, but I don't think it should be number 2.
I'm curious to see what number 1 is.
Citizen Kane.
Never seen Citizen Kane.
It is weird. I was not a fan. I don't know how it could be number 1.
What? Remember, this is also like critics ranking their movies.
You got It's a Wonderful Life at number 11. Star Wars comes in at number 15.
It's actually surprising.
The African Queen at 17.
Don't know what
Not
that
so
is.
sure. It's got Humphrey Bogart in it. And what's her name? Catherine Hepburn, I think.
Don't know who that is.
Seriously?
Yeah.
One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest at number 20.
Whoa, what?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Jack Nicholson, Nurse Ratched.
Don't know it.
Maltese Falcon at number 23. Excellent film.
Don't know it.
Humphrey Bogart again. I think he's Philip Marlowe in it.
How many movies does this guy have?
He did a slew of movies. He was like the guy. He was like real short. He was like this real short, small guy, but he was real popular. And he was like the same character in every movie.
Wow.
E.T.'s at 25. I don't know how that's possible.
E.T. should not be in the top 100. E.T. is totally overrated.
Doctor Strangelove's at 26. That's a good one. I just watched that.
What's Doctor Strangelove?
It's got Peter Sellers in it. Oh, yeah. What are you doing? There's no arguing in the war room. You never heard that line.
I mean, I've heard it. I feel like I've seen that movie and just don't remember it.
Bonnie and Clyde, which isn't bad. Apocalypse Now is at 28. I didn't like Apocalypse Now.
I don't either.
30 is The Treasure of Sierra Madre, again with Humphrey Bogart. I didn't like that movie. But they've got The Godfather Part 2. This is what's weird. They got The Godfather Part 2 at 32, right?
Yeah.
Many people will say that Godfather 2 is better than The Godfather.
Well, they probably have The Godfather 1 higher just because
It's the greatest movie of all time.
It started the series. Not that it's the greatest movie of all time. It started the trilogy.
Midnight Cowboy at 36.
Don't know what that is.
It is a movie won the Oscar for Best Picture that was rated X.
What?
Yes. Because John Voight plays a prostitute. Plays a married man prostitute.
So they rated it X?
He's rated X.
Did
There's
they
like
show
hardly anything in it. You would think it could be a PG-13 movie made now.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman and John Voight. You know that I'm walking here. You know, he hits that's where that came from.
That was all ad-lib too.
Yes, because what happened was, God, what is he making? That smells good. What happened was they were filming and this taxi cab drove through the barrier
Yeah.
and almost hit Dustin Hoffman when he's walking, and he stayed in character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I'm walking here, and they kept rolling. So West Side Story, aren't they doing a remake of West Side Story? At 41. The original King Kong at 43. Clockwork Orange at 46. Jaws at 48.
I can be behind that.
But I don't know. It's ahead of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
That's a great movie. Of like the old Western movies that were made for 30 years with the same.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It should be higher. Here's another movie that should be higher. Coming in at number 60. Which, this makes no sense because they got Fantasia at 58. Rebel Without a Cause at 59. And they've got Raiders of the Lost Ark at 60. Raiders of the Lost Ark should be way, way, way higher.
You know who hasn't seen that movie?
You've never seen
No,
that?
I've seen Raiders. Kimberly hasn't seen Raiders.
That's insane.
I tried to get her to watch it, but she won't watch it.
Close Encounters is at 64. That should be higher.
I always forget about that movie.
That's
Like,
okay.
I don't forget. I like that movie, but I forget about it for some reason. I want to watch it again.
Shane is at 69. Should be higher.
What's Shane?
Shane has got Alan Ladd in it. It's a Western.
Okay.
Forrest Gump is 71.
Okay, you might. I think I said this before. I don't know if it was here or
I
somewhere
could
else.
see that maybe, but not
I-
ahead of Ben-Hur.
I think Forrest Gump is an overrated movie. It's got a lot of one-liners. It's got
It's
a lot
fun
of.
movie.
It's got a lot of okay scenes, but I think in all, it's an overrated movie.
But it should not. I don't think it should be ahead of Ben-Hur or Dances with Wolves or Rocky.
If you haven't seen Ben-Hur, this movie is an epic classic. Back in the days of VHS,
Or the
it came on
Wild
3 VHSs. Do you remember that?
Yes.
How long was that movie?
Patton.
Oh my God, Patton. How long?
Patton's at 89.
What's 100?
Goodfellas is at 94. That's a travesty. Pulp Fiction's at 95. The Searchers is at 96. Should be way higher. That's got John Wayne in it. Unforgiven at 98. 100 is Yankee Doodle Dandy. What am I looking at?
I don't remember.
Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur, yeah. How long was Ben-Hur?
That's a great movie.
Because like I said, I remember when I
3
watched.
hours and 32 minutes.
It's kind of surprising that had to be 3 VHS tapes.
Because they were all on slow play, so.
That's right. Because
If they
at the museum, I have VHS tapes that would run, like had like 7-8 hours that I could put on it.
And Gone with the Wind is 3 hours and 58 minutes.
Jeez. I have Gone with the Wind at my parents' house in the wrapper still
Wow.
on VHS because we bought my dad bought it's my mom's favorite movie. He bought it for her for one of her birthdays, and she doesn't like stuff on VHS or DVD because she's like, I can just watch it when it comes on TV. I don't want to go have to put it in or anything. But she was happy when we had it. All of my Blu-ray collection over there. When we remember a couple years ago, we had that really bad winter, and like a lot of people lost power and stuff. We lost cable for a week, so we just watched all of my movies sitting over there.
Was Saving Private Ryan not on that list?
No, it wasn't. That's a travesty.
That's a travesty. Godfather's 255.
Okay, so bringing up Saving Private Ryan, I wanted to talk about. I kind of want to do something like a little bit of history now. Do you have a? Let me ask you this: what is your, if you could read one book on history, what era would it be? Or what would it be on? Or if you get transported back to one time period.
Oh God, I don't know. If I had to read, if I only had one genre of history to read about, it would probably be the Civil War.
Okay.
Because I'm about, but I mean I could go mob too.
Yeah, you're such
That spans.
you're such a big mob fiend that I'm surprised you didn't say that.
Well, I am. We're just finishing up Five Families now.
How long? You said that book was like huge, right?
It's like 750 pages, but
Oh.
man, is it good! It is a fast read.
Yeah,
Saving Private Ryan's not on this.
This is kind of like a, what's the word I'm looking for?
I would say the Civil War because I love learning about the Civil War.
Okay, so I want to tell. The reason I brought this up was I wanted to talk about. I don't know. I just want to talk a little history. We don't really talk about it, and that's my specialty. And we don't really have any other topics today. We didn't really prepare, and I don't know. Just was a slow week for everything.
If you go by Rotten Tomatoes, Casablanca's at number 8 and The Godfather's at number 17.
Okay, I can believe that a little bit better.
Citizen Kane's at number 4.
What does Rotten Tomatoes have at number 1?
It Happened One Night,
Don't know what that is.
99%. Modern Times at 98%. Black Panther at number 3.
Black Panther was overrated.
Parasite at number 6.
Parasite is actually pretty good.
Endgame at number 7. Knives Out at number 9.
I need to see Knives Out. I've yet to watch it.
Knives Out is so good.
It's free on Amazon to
It
watch.
is so good.
No, but so do you know about like Kokomo's Civil War history?
No.
So I'm gonna do some of the stuff that's off the top of my head from working at the museum.
I'm sure we sent soldiers to the...
Oh yeah, we had a ton. Not really a ton because we weren't that big at the time.
Are they
But
buried at the Crown Point there?
some of them are.
Off of Jefferson or Sycamore?
Yeah.
Superior?
Some are. You should go down to the courthouse. The courthouse has a mural or like a plaque with everybody who served since the War of 1812 on it that lived in Howard County.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really know if there's anyone from the War of 1812. I don't remember, but I know there's like the Spanish-American War before the Civil War.
Yes.
There are people. Not the Spanish-American War, the Mexican Wars. But there's this one guy from Howard County. I love this story. It's hilarious. And I'll tell you about one of our mayors afterwards. 'Cause I think it's hilarious. I forget the mayor's name, and I forget this guy's name. It wasn't Harrison. Harrison was a treasurer who died of like pneumonia. He had a lot of health problems. I transcribed his journal, his war journal. But anyways, this guy, they thought he died. He was MIA for a couple days after a battle.
They thought he died in the war?
In a battle. I forget what battle. Is one of the ones in Tennessee. One of the big ones. They thought he died. So they sent a letter to his wife. And his wife, he comes back after the war to his wife. And his wife refused to believe that he was real. Like, she never remarried or anything. She just made him sleep out in, like, the barn. there's reports of when they would ride into town to, do some shopping or trading or whatever, do some business,
Right.
that she would ride in the carriage and he would have to ride a horse behind her.
Because she thought he was dead?
Yeah, she thought he was a ghost.
What?
Yeah. She had like a mental breakdown because of his death and then him coming back. Because, they thought he died because they couldn't find him, but he survived the war, and she eventually died, and he moved back into the house and remarried and lived his life.
Here in town?
Here in town.
So he remarried.
Yeah, he eventually remarried once she died. He tried to as it goes, he kept trying to get back and get people to tell her that,
It was really him?
yeah, it was really him. It wasn't an imposter. It wasn't a ghost or anything. But she refused to believe that he was actually alive because they falsely reported that he died. It's one of the funniest stories. Another funny story from Howard County is, did you know about the mayor who was shot robbing a place?
I heard something or read something somewhere, but I don't know the whole story. But
So the story is that this guy was mayor, and everyone knew he was crooked and probably had bodies buried somewhere.
Really?
But somehow he won mayor. So they don't know how, but he was at a lumber mill here in town, and somehow either he was there robbing it or there on business or something, but somehow word got out that someone was robbing the lumber mill. Well, the police and posse came to stop the robbery, and they shot him dead coming out of the building. And come to find out, it was one of our mayors.
really?
Yeah. And when we were in that meeting for the work one day, I was trying to find his port, because they have all the portraits up in that meeting room of all the mayors. I was trying to find his portrait.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he got shot.
He got shot robbing a lumber mill here in town.
Was he, did he die?
Yeah, he died. They shot and killed him as he was coming out of the lumber mill.
He's like, oh, shoot, we shot the mayor.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't a big deal because they just wanted him out. And what, we don't have any proof of this, but what the rumor is that his political rivals leaked it that he was there robbing the place instead of there doing other things,
Really?
and that's why they rode up and shot him.
That reminds me of the story of the Indiana governor that was like, guilty of murder,
What?
I think.
I didn't know about this. If it's true, are you looking it
Goes
up?
way back, yeah. He was like a snake. I think he was like in with the KKK and
Oh,
um,
oh. Indiana was like wild territory for a long time, so. One thing I always forget about, and like when I remember it, is Indiana or Howard County used to be Indian territory for the longest time. Like even when we became a state, we were still Indian territory. We were a reserve.
that is true. And we have Chief. Is that? Do they still know whether he's
Was real.
Chief Kokomo?
Yeah, he was real, but they don't actually think he's a chief anymore, or was a chief. And a lot of the stuff. The problem with him is there's been so much misinformation about it now that it's hard to tell what's real and what's not real.
Oh. Okay, so no, it wasn't. He was just he wasn't. He was just a very powerful. So he had all the politicians in his back pocket.
Oh, okay.
His name, 1925. His name is David Stevenson. He was in the KKK, and he had all these politicians in his back pocket. Anyway, so he like raped and poisoned this woman on a train, and they thought he was going to get off because he had all these politicians. It was almost like a gangster kind of situation. And no, they sent him to jail. Madge Oberholzer was the one. She was raped, poisoned, and like she's like suffered too, from what I understood, He was like the Grand Dragon of the KKK. Former
Wow.
Grand Dragon of the KKK. Once wielded power and influence in Indiana politics. So raped women and got away with it, except once. So.
Howard County Kokomo had one of the largest KKK rallies of all time.
Out at Camp Tykone.
Yeah.
Was it Camp Tykone then?
I don't think it was. I think they changed their name.
Hopefully they changed it to something.
We have the Howard County Historical Society has a lot of KKK information, but we don't know how to. We want to teach the public about it, but we don't know how to put it out there and not make
where
problem.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Because the KKK was huge in Indiana.
I didn't.
in the 20s,
When I was working with I don't know if Roger ever talked about this with you, Mikey, about the KKK businesses in Howard County. But the Hugger was a KKK owned. What's that bar over there by Lowe's on 931?
The Highmark?
The Highmark was owned by the KKK.
Seriously?
Yeah. Now they would let you in. They would let other people in if they were veterans, but you weren't welcomed. If you were a veteran, they would let you in, but you weren't really welcomed there. One of the funniest stories, I think you know this, but St. Joe Hospital or Ascension or whatever, St. Vincent, whatever it's called now, 15 other names. It was initially owned by the KKK. It was a KKK-owned hospital.
Is it really? So it was for white people only?
It was white people only.
Really?
No Catholics, no Jews. Then they had money issues because, of course, no one went there.
But St. Joe was a Catholic.
Hold on. The Sisters of St. Joseph owned a hospital over there on the north side of town. I forget where exactly. They bought it. A Catholic nunnery bought the hospital.
Nunnery out there on Mount Falco.
Not the Poor Clares. There was another. This nunnery shut down or moved after they sold, because they ran the nursing school, because there used to be a nursing college out of St. Joseph, but when that shut down, they kind of quit business or whatever.
I was going to say, when I was in there, it was all like it was Catholic.
Yeah, so it still is for the most part, or it still has a lot of Catholic stuff in there, but it's not as.
Yeah, July 4th, 1923, they estimated 100,000 Klansmen out of Camp Tykone, basically.
But I think it's hilarious that the KKK, which is super anti-Catholic, sold their hospital to a bunch of nuns.
I'm surprised they sold it to them.
Well, no one would buy it off of them. The only offers they were getting were from the nuns. Yeah. And some other reason. Just, I don't know why it's a pigeonhole, but Kokomo does not have a good history with racial stuff.
But see, when I was in high school, there was no tension back then. That was the 80s.
My parents went to high school during the race riots, and they talk about it still talk about it to this day. My mom remembered she ran out of an emergency exit when there was a riot going on one day and ran home during school hours.
Now, when I lived in Florida, holy crap, them people are still fighting the Civil War down there.
Well, yeah, the South will rise again.
Yep. They used to have Klan rallies at Newby's Corner out in Forest.
I was talking to Dave about this in the office, about how he's asking like what all I did at the museum. I was like, well, one of the last things I did was I transcribed a bunch of videos from the Klan rally back in was it early 90s, late 80s?
No, it was the early 80s.
Early 80s. He's like, yeah, I was one of the riot cops there.
Really?
Yeah. And I was talking to him about it. I was like, yeah, we have a bunch of different camera angles, one on the ground. We have one camera angle that we got of up on the courthouse was next to the police command point. And it was actually the police recording, because it was what's his name? He was an old deputy. He was a deputy for years, and he donated the recordings to us. and he was a county historian for a while. But I forget his name. I feel bad because he was a nice guy. But he donated to us. We have the police radio chatter, and he was like, they're all like, protect them, let them do their parade and get them out of there. And there's video.
Yeah, that was the goal. They just wanted them to march through town like they wanted to.
And the ones that caused trouble were the counter rioters that came into town.
Which that happens all the time.
Yeah, and
it's like Antifa.
It was basically Antifa before Antifa.
That's what happened in Charlottesville.
Yeah, they're the ones.
I didn't say though.
They're the ones. Not saying. I believe in the First Amendment, and everyone has the right to free speech. If someone wants to say something stupid, let them say something stupid, then rebuttal and prove them wrong. Like Dr. Bradley always taught us, let them dig their own hole, and then
that's the way I feel.
And then use their own logic against
people
them.
think they're stupid anyway. Let them march, and they'll go away, and then it's over with.
Yeah.
When you start stirring that pot, and you get stupidity, that's exactly right.
And then because the other group didn't, the counter rioters didn't have a permit.
Right.
And they were like, let them do their march. Let them go, they let the KKK go around twice. So, let them go around twice, and then make them disperse. And they let them go around twice, get it off their chest. And then they started marching around town, causing trouble. But they didn't destroy anything. It was more of, they just caused a nuisance of blocking traffic and stuff.
Yeah, it was in 1980 was the Klan rally here.
And
September 14th, because this is September 15th.
The funny thing in that video is the Klan, there was more cops and media than there were Klansmen there.
That's usually what happens anyway. You ever watch those documentaries on the Klan?
Yeah.
And there's like 16 people that are Klansmen, and then there's other people that hate the Klan, and then you have media and police.
I'm sure there may be more like Klansmen that don't want to be known that they're Klansmen.
Yeah, but
it didn't used to matter. I know Howard Stern used to have this guy call in all the time. He was a Klansman. His name was Daniel Carver, and he was the Grand Dragon of the KKK down in Georgia. And like you said, they asked Robin, because Robin is black, how she felt about Daniel Carver, and she's like, those are the ones you don't have to worry about because you know who they are.
Yeah.
She says it's the people you don't know who they are that are living in secrecy. Mm-hmm. Those are the dangerous people.
Yeah.
Time to Kill. Did you ever see that? That's a great movie.
Yeah. Let's switch it up to So before I left the museum,
are we done with the Klan?
Yes, I want to switch it to some better history. The last thing I did at the museum before I got the job with the city was we were working on a Black History exhibit, which I was enjoying doing thoroughly. And I did all the research, and I talked to people about the Carver Center. The Carver Center is a community center on the north side of town that was built, ran, and, for underprivileged people. And at the time, it was mostly for underprivileged minority kids. Whatever they were, it didn't matter. Because the YMCA at the time was a white only. They didn't say they were white only, but the chances of someone else getting in there was highly unlikely at the time.
Really?
Yeah. And the guy, I did a lot of research on this guy. The guy that founded it, I forget his name. I feel really bad. I'm going to look it up really quick.
George Washington Carver.
No, but he was friends with George Washington Carver.
Making
George Washington Carver.
Making phonograph records out of needles out of a peanut.
George Washington Carver was his mentor.
So is that why it's called the Carver Center?
Yes, he got a hold of
So what's the school over there, like a block from the Carver Center?
That is what is it called? That's what the guy was the principal of that school.
Really?
And
they just reopened, they redid it and put a sign out there.
Yeah, it was a
marker.
Oh, where is it? The problem with the Carver Center is their website is not the best, which is what I'm on right now. I'm sorry. I should have. Well, this is kind of, ad lib, bringing it up.
I didn't know this much about the Carver Center. I just thought it was for
since it was founded in 1947, and it would have been founded earlier, but the war stopped the efforts to get it built. Eleanor Roosevelt actually is the reason that place got funded and
Is that
built.
when she came to town?
Yeah, that's when Eleanor Roosevelt came to town because of shovel jobs here in town, to stuff like that.
Even after the war? Was this before
No, this
the
is
war?
before the war.
Okay.
This was before the war, and the principal of the school, I forget his name,
Which was over there on Bell Street.
over there on Bell Street.
Okay.
He was also the minister of that the black church over there, the BME or A was it? You know what I'm talking about?
There's like 16 churches in like a 3-block radius. There really is.
I forget what it's called, but he was the pastor also, and he dragged her to that school and showed her the facilities and everything, and she promised to help with funding. I think she donated a couple $100 herself, and back in the day that was a lot of money. Back in the 30s, especially
Well, yeah, especially during the Great Depression.
to a community center.
I remember being at the Cyberling and seeing like pictures of Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, she went to the school and met with the kids and met with the faculty and everything.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
I played basketball for years at the Carver Center.
Well, I thought you said you were going to play basketball with Eleanor Roosevelt.
I wish I would break her
She would
ankles.
take you to town.
No! I would break that old lady's ankles. But I like the Carver Center. It does a lot of good for the community. I think so. Except on road nights is a great place time up there, but the people that come in from out of town and cause trouble are the problem with road nights up there.
What's road nights?
It's when a bunch of for the most part, it's bikers come into town.
To the Carver Center?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But it's mostly, I don't want to say it's mostly out of towners, but it's, what happens when alcohol starts flowing. It's a big cookout up there. They break out the grills, they break out it's a big cookout up there.
Okay.
And the alcohol starts flowing and issues start. When we worked at the liquor store, that was one of our best nights. I think we sold 2 cases of fifths of Hennessy one week for that.
Really?
I liked that night though. That was fun.
I didn't know this much about the Carver Center. I always wondered what it was. I mean, I figured it was basically it was the alternative for the Y.
Mm-hmm.
When poor kids could afford to go to the Y.
Yeah, back before it was $40 a month to go to the Y.
Because my dad was part of the Y as a kid.
Golly.
Yeah, well, it's not that much.
It's expensive.
It's more expensive than a black card per month at the Y. So I think it's put like $25 or $26 a month for the basic thing.
But they have a pool and stuff too, don't they?
They got a pool. But right now I don't know about the pool, but the basketball courts are scheduled months in advance.
You can just used to go play.
Now you have to schedule it.
Seriously?
Yeah, they don't do pickup games there anymore.
Ah.
And that's one
No, it's $45 a month.
to go to the Y.
Adult, individual, age 30 plus years. You guys are young adult. Yours is $25. Why is it jump?
That's crazy.
It's $25 a month.
Screw you, boomers. You get it all good except for this.
Young adult, 19 to 29, is $25 a month. The joiner fee of $50.
And what's that?
$45 a month for 30 plus. That's expensive.
They do have some good. They got nice weights, free weights.
2 adult household is $60 a month.
You know why it jumped? Why it's so high? Because of the new. It's new. It's all that new building.
But see, the Y was for like poor kids
yeah.
to go and hang out and have a place to go to play basketball. And Dad said you could pay like a nickel like a week or whatever, and you could pay off your dues
Mhm.
to join. And then they would like go to Cubs games and stuff. He said you should take a bus up to Chicago and go to Cubs games.
When I worked at Planet Fitness, some older gentleman came in. I don't remember his name, but he signed up because he was like, "Yeah, I used to like the Y until now. They're all about money and don't care about what the youth. They don't care about anything other than money anymore."
I mean, it's technically. I mean, for a kid, it's not bad.
No.
It's ages ages 11 to 18 are $16 a month,
And they have a family package,
and that's not bad.
and they have a child care too. They have babysitting, which
That
is
is
nice.
true.
And they have a song
YMCA.
Maybe that's where the money goes.
Still paying off the village
Still
people.
paying off the village people. That's expensive though. For me
Yeah.
to go, it would cost me $45 a month.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Have you gone to the city gym yet?
No,
I don't even know where it's at.
it's on Bell Street.
Yeah.
He gets shot. Yeah, it's just he gets shot over there. Somebody got shot like 2 blocks from there.
My
like
car
6
wouldn't
months
be
ago.
there if I went to Bell
I'm
Street.
not. I'm not kidding. Like somebody got shot 2 blocks south of there and like 3 blocks north of there. I wouldn't go. It's just not safe. It's just not. The neighborhood's not safe. One adult
Well,
plus
you
children.
know, you get your cardio running away from the gunshots.
2 adults plus children is $60 a month.
That ain't bad, honestly. 2 adults and 2 children, $60 a month. That's not bad. If
2
you use
adults,
it.
no children is $55 a month.
That's not bad.
It is. It's a ripoff.
Well, I just think about what they
You can
have.
Sing the song and play basketball. You can't play basketball. Half the fun was going there and just doing a pickup game. And
Now
having a
that
good
was
time.
also halfway because of COVID. I don't know if it's that way anymore.
Oh God, I hope not.
But I wouldn't be surprised if
Do
it's
people
still.
swim in the pool with masks on?
I don't know, probably. People will drive their cars with masks on when they're by themselves. COVID's gonna come up through the AC and get them.
Like when I drive in you can always tell when nobody's on my bus because I'm not wearing a mask.
Well, that's what I was riding with Kathy, and she's like, "I'm taking this damn mask off."
That's right. I always, as soon as I get people off the bus with the mask comes off, until I have
And
somebody on.
of course, we slipped it back on when people got on. But she's like, "I'm vaccinated," and I'm like, "I got the antibodies."
Even the trolley. If there's nobody riding the trolley, I take my mask off if I'm driving the trolley.
Do you drive? Yeah, I was gonna say you're red line Friday.
I was red line I'm red line this Friday
Yeah,
in the morning.
that's not that bad.
No,
It's 6 trips.
I know. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I might just do it and just come home because it's Friday.
Oh, they offer to let you. You know.
Sometimes they let me stay over if I want to.
Yeah, just come home. It's Friday. You have tomorrow off.
I do have tomorrow off.
You gotta help us move Friday.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, I'm going to take the extra. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris,
Hey,
I'm
I don't
working.
blame you.
Are you taking off on Friday or something?
No.
Well, shit. What's the matter if I stay or not? You ain't gonna be home till 4 o'clock anyway.
I'll try to get done early. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna. Are you gonna go? So you're gonna come here, and then you're gonna go pick. We're gonna drive over to U-Haul to get the U-Haul truck. Okay, I'll be home by.
You better have this crap boxed up. I'm coming here on Friday, and you're boxing this shit over here. on
No,
TV.
tomorrow. Tomorrow after my doctor's appointment, me and my dad are coming back here, and we're gonna. I'm at least gonna box my stuff up tomorrow, because I gotta watch Wednesday to Sunday. I gotta be at my parents' house watching the dog, anyways. So
Watching the dog. Watching the dog.
I might bring her over and see how she does with Ari and
Breaking the
Luna.
law.
Oh, okay.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Wow.
Watching the dog. Watching the dog. And there's live music this Saturday at the Country Palace. We talked about going, but Chris could ruin that at any time. Saturday evening.
What can I
You
say?
gonna go?
I can go.
I don't want to go.
Well, it's live music. No, it's like some special guy. Like it's. only
He's from
$5.
Nashville.
He's from Nashville. It ain't like local.
I don't.
The local guy is actually the guy that owns that has his own
The
band.
local guy's not bad.
You don't want to go?
I doubt I'll want to.
Why?
I don't know. It's whatever. I ain't gonna drag you out there if you don't want to go.
It'll be fun. There'll be honeys there for us to not talk to, and
Yeah.
I can go line dancing with Kimberly, but she won't want to go there because whatever. If she's even in town.
I don't have a date because I don't date anymore. But that's okay.
You got yourself.
I
You got your left hand.
Manuela. She's Spanish.
What's your right hand?
It's Manuela. It's whoever I want it to be.
Gosh. I actually had a shower thought. I saw it online. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Unless anyone has anything else to talk about.
No.
I do have a joke. I heard it in the office the other day. if you go to your proctologist and you see his pants hanging up on the door, you need to find yourself a new proctologist. A butt doctor, you see his pants on the wall instead of yours.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy. You can't be. You can't be doing that's. No.
You're gonna feel a slight pinch.
Is it like
Pressure.
the South Park episode?
You're gonna feel some slight pressure.
Slight pressure. Yeah, they always say pressure. Do you know the instead
Or
of pain?
something.
Like the thing where the Mr. Garrison built that cycle thing, and
Oh gosh.
he had to sit on the probe deal for it to steer, and then they figured out that the things on the sides of it overrode it. You didn't have to do that.
Okay, I got one. I don't know. Once we have self-driving cars, wipers will no longer be essential because the car doesn't need to clean windshields to drive. Only humans do.
Yeah.
That is a fact. Yeah.
That's
I mean, you think like eventually, like they already have it for like the rear view mirrors, the cameras.
Yeah.
Where you could just view through your surroundings through a camera, and you don't have to really,
Here we go. I got one.
unless the camera screen gets
Fogged
water or
up.
snow
Yeah.
on it or something. But
This is a good. I've got a shower thought. Okay.
okay, wow.
So, what if ghosts say boo because they only haunt people they don't like, and all they do is boo them from the afterlife? So it's not to scare you; it's to show that they think you suck.
I like that.
So,
well, I'm guessing like the people that haven't been haunted, they're good people. So just like
that's right. So you go boo.
yeah,
So if you hear boo, that means
yeah, you're a bad person.
You're a bad person. They
Yeah.
think you suck. All right, Chris, you gonna take us out, please?
Okay, so you can watch us on YouTube or listen to us on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify, iTunes Podcasts,
And
TuneIn Radio.
radio.
And if you listen to us there, you'll never guess who your nerds are, because that's us, the nerds.